it is going to be to get him out and what it's going to leave him with to replace him with. Because he is a good coach. He's just not a great coach.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, he's winning the games that they should win, but he's not winning the games that mean the most to Michigan fans. I don't know how much longer he can go without beating Ohio State. I mean, that's if he loses this year to them, that is very probable. But as far as just in the conference and even nationally, they lose this game, forget about it. It's the season's over basically for Michigan, and I would expect them, from the rumors I've been hearing about the atmosphere in that locker room, that they could if they lose this game, they could seriously lose 4 or 5 games this year.
Oh, I agree.
So Iowa's got everything to play for. They're unbeaten. They want national respect. This is how you go get it. You go into the big house and you beat Michigan. It should be a typical Big Ten battle. Both teams rely heavily on running the ball, defense, and both quarterbacks are not what you'd call exciting quarterbacks.
So this is going to be a rather low-scoring affair, probably.
Yeah, I mean, the over-under is at 47.5.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily see it getting that high. Something like 24-20, 24-17.
I feel like
something in that area.
So
Michigan
you're saying take the under on that game.
I would be leaning. I'm not saying take it, but I would lean towards the under. Yes. Absolutely.
And that's the Sean Devine lock of the week.
So that leaves us with our best game of the week. The number 7 Auburn Tigers are at the number 10 Florida Gators. This is a big one. Both teams come in unbeaten. Auburn leads the series 43 wins, 38 losses, and 2 ties. The current streak, Auburn has won 3 in a row against the Gators in this series. Auburn is a 2.5.
Those have been some trash-ass Gator teams, though. Let's go and get that straight right now.
And we know
I'm not trying to give Auburn too much credit here.
I'm just going to put this out there. Sean is not going to argue with anything derogatory about Florida. Are you, Sean?
Not really. I'm not a big Florida fan. Don't really care for the Gators.
I'm down
so
with that.
Auburn comes into the game a 2.5-point favorite. The over/under is 48.5.
2.5-point favorites. That's a damn near pick 'em. Damn near pick 'em.
Yeah, and again, just like some of the other games we've talked about this year, I think this one's going to come down to the quarterbacks. Which quarterback is going to play better, Bo Nix for Auburn or Trask for Florida? Both defenses are very good. In fact, I think Auburn might have one of the best defensive lines in the country this year.
Definitely.
I think whichever quarterback makes fewer mistakes, they convert on 3rd down, and whoever can really run the ball better is going to win this game. I like Auburn to win this game. I know Florida's at home, but Florida really should have lost to Miami. They haven't impressed me. I know they kicked the hell out of Tennessee a couple weeks ago, but everybody's doing that right now. So I just see Auburn getting this done. I do. For whatever reason. A sneaky feeling that Malzahn's going to out-scheme Dan Mullen on this one and get it done.
Interesting thought I just had. How much do you think they're paying Kevin Steele? Because Kevin Steele has definitely been pulling his weight on the Auburn squad, and would that possibly be a replacement for either Malzahn or possibly another SEC coach that might possibly be gone at the end of the season, Jeremy Pruitt?
Oh, certainly. I mean, Kevin Steele's going to have a lot of opportunities at the end of this year. It depends on what Auburn wants to do. If they want to give
Auburn
him a pay raise,
needs to throw every bit of money they got left at him, because he has been their saving grace, at least to keep them, somewhat in the thing over the past few years. I mean, their defenses have just been consistently among the best in the nation.
Yeah,
absolutely. If I'm Auburn, I'm trying to hold on to Steele with whatever dollars I can scrap up to keep him. But he's
scrap
going
up,
to be
man.
up.
Those guys, seriously, the Jimmy Raines of the world and all of those fat cats down there at Auburn, they wipe their ass with the kind of money that it would take to keep Steele happy and in the Auburn family for quite some time.
Yep.
But if you're another SEC school, I mean, you're going to try to definitely, after you fire whatever coach you have.
Tennessee doesn't have any money, so I don't know if they'd be able to afford something like that, right?
I could see Muschamp out at South Carolina.
Yeah, me too.
So he's going to be a hot commodity. So
yeah,
Auburn
but you
better hold on.
you really think though with the fact that Tennessee's coming open, the fact that you have I don't know, we just talked about it a moment ago. There's a slight possibility that Michigan will be not a slight possibility, a decent possibility that Michigan will be looking for a new head coach at the end of the season.
And let's not forget USC. USC might be looking for a new head coach at the end of this year.
And again, I don't know Steele's background that well. I know that he had spent some time at LSU. But at the same time, I mean, those are we just ticked off some very high profile, high paying jobs that fella like Steele, he'd run after.
It's a good problem to have if you're Kevin Steele.
Because you think about it, there's not. I mean, think about the available names of really just top tier coaching talent right now that's available that'd be willing to move to a program like that.
Well, we were talking about with Harbaugh, if he does get canned, who do they get? I mean, who do you get? I mean, there's not a lot of names out there.
And I'm not automatically saying Steele for Michigan, but I mean that's not out of the realm of possibility.
He's a little old. He's over 60.
Well, but I think Michigan's willing to go with anything. Harbaugh's a younger fella, and he's not.
Well, they're going to need the money it's going to cost them to get out of the Harbaugh thing is going to leave them in a situation where they're going to have to try to get somebody for a good bargain.
Bill Clark.
Yeah.
Bill Clark at UAB. They lost last weekend though.
Yep.
At Western Kentucky.
It was still a good game though.
God, it was a great game. Very close game. But
well, Sean, man, these are fun, and I can't wait till week 7.
Absolutely, gentlemen. Enjoy the games this weekend, and we'll talk to you next week. And I'll be looking forward to your show on Sunday night.
Sean Devine, ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you, man.
Thanks, guys.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and call our guest picker guy, and then we're going to take a break after
Excellent.
after that.
So this is we're popping the cherry of one Mr. Stephen Harris,
who's
a Vol fan. Will we be discussing the Tennessee Volunteers during this segment?
I mean, he's picking on one of the games, but.
Oh, is Tennessee one of the games he's picking on? I'm not privy to that sort of information. I find out when everybody else does. So, Stephen Harris, ladies and gentlemen, what's up, homie?
Not much. How are y'all doing?
Oh, living the dream, doing the damn thing.
I hear you.
So let's we know that you're a Vol fan, and we're both
Absolutely.
Alabama fans. So we're going to go ahead and haze you for a little bit if that's okay. I don't give a fuck if it's okay or not. This is my chocolate factory.
All right, we're gonna pick on some games, man. You ready? Did I send you a copy
I'm
of the
ready.
games? I did send you a copy.
Stephen, where are you from? We're just throwing him right into this. We got to talk to him at least for half a second. Where are you from? Where are you from, Stephen?
I live down in Tennessee, like pretty much in Chattanooga. That's
Oh,
where I live.
Nooga. I love Nooga. That's a great town.
It is.
I'm not allowed back in Nooga, am I?
You might be.
Guess you had some
Not in
bad
that one bar.
experiences,
Not in
huh?
that one place. Yeah. Yeah, there's a spot in Chattanooga that will not receive me ever again. But I love the aquarium. Though. The aquarium's really nice. I love Chattanooga. Just walking
It's a
around
good
town.
place
It's a really
good
nice
place to go hang out for a couple days.
It is.
And
Yes,
if
it's a
you're
nice little scenic town. You got the mountains if you want to go to the mountains. You got some stuff downtown.
if you're headed to
Atlanta,
Dollywood or
Nashville's
somewhere
not
like
too
that,
far,
it's a great
so
stop off.
Not too bad.
It really is. Yeah. I don't know. Dollywood just didn't do it for me.
Well,
last time
I
went.
just mean that area.
Yeah.
I just call it all Dollywood.
Yeah,
God damn
it is pretty much all Dollywood. It really is. Okay, well, Stephen, now that we got that out of the way, I mean, you do live in the state of Tennessee, so I got to give you a little bit more shit. So just go ahead and pick your damn games, please.
All right,
I
UCF.
have the list.
I
Yeah.
got it. UCF
Okay.
is going to Cincinnati. This is arguably the biggest Group of 5 game of the week.
This is.
I disagree. My
Well,
biggest game in my mind is Tulane at Army.
Now, that is a big game.
You know why? Because these teams they're always in the big Group of 5 games, and those two teams, Army and Tulane, have not been on the map, but they are really right now. Well, Army was good last year, but Tulane ain't been good since 1941.
Yeah. That was a long.
Oh
that's a long
wait, no,
stretch.
that's right. That's right. They got they're co-champions of 1998, aren't they, Stephen?
I think so.
I'm just messing with you. You know that you know
I'm gonna
you know
go
who the
with
other
it,
champion
let's
is. You know who the other champion is in '98, right?
Tennessee.
Yes, sir. I'm joking. Tulane couldn't have freaking beat Tennessee. They couldn't beat anybody in the SEC.
No, yeah, I know that. Not for a long time.
I mean, that year they wouldn't have. They were undefeated. That was Tommy Bowden.
I remember that guy.
Yeah.
One of them Bowden boys.
Yep. All right. UCF at Cincinnati.
I'm going to have to go with probably UCF on that one.
All right. That's sounds like a winner to me.
Yeah,
This is an interesting game because I'm going to tell you, Utah State has a really good offense. If their quarterback plays mistake-free, the game they lost at Wake Forest, their quarterback turned the ball over 3 times. And they got a good defense. So I'm not saying that they're going to go to LSU and pull the upset, but I believe the line is 20. We're not doing these picks on the line, but I believe the line is 25, 27, somewhere in there. I definitely not out of the question that they go to Baton Rouge and cover.
that's true.
What's your pick?
I'm gonna have to say LSU because it's in Death Valley,
Right.
and we know how LSU is in Death Valley.
Yep, they're a good team. They're not as good as Shannon Russell thinks they are, but they're pretty good. All right. We got Purdue going to Penn State.
That's gonna be Penn State.
Penn State takes it at home. All right. Iowa at Michigan. That's a big game. I have to say.
See that, and there's a lot of talk in that game. Somehow Michigan finds a way to win, but it's gonna be a little close.
I agree. At home, a lot of people have gotten angry at me this week for saying Michigan pulls it off because it's home, but Iowa's a good defensive team, but they're not going to they're not going to go up there and handle Michigan in Michigan. Michigan will find a way to win the game.
Well, and Heisman candidate Shea Patterson with his cannon of an arm.
He's out, ain't he?
Oh yeah, he's definitely out.
No, he's hurt.
Huh? Yeah, I know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that makes him completely out, right?
Yep. Go ahead, Stephen.
I was just going to say Michigan is just not consistent week in and week out.
No.
Never has been, and they won't be. I mean, they're paying too much money for old Jim, and look where he's got them.
Nowhere.
Pick his nose
Exactly.
on TV and get ragged about it. That and the sleepovers with his man. I mean, really, the jokes that came out of Michigan, particularly from Ohio State fans. I mean, I think they were the loudest Ohio State and Penn State fans. But yeah, some of the jokes that man has had. I mean, it's kind of almost up there with Jim McElwain in the naked shark photo. Yeah, it's like it's in that upper echelon. It really is.
All right.
I agree.
We've got the Fighting War Eagles of Auburn going to the Florida Gators.
Wiggle wiggle.
What was the spread on that one? Because I know it was close.
Oh, yeah, it's like less than 3 points, 2.5. I believe we just talked about. Yeah.
I think Auburn's going to go in there and beat Florida at Florida.
I do too.
Yeah, most of the nation.
I haven't seen a lot out of Florida that makes me think they can beat a team with the caliber of defense that Auburn.
Just throwing this out here too. Also, I really want Auburn to have a wonderful season, undefeated, going into the Iron Bowl, so Nick Saban can finally beat a 9+ win Auburn team
or lose 2-1 again. All right, the Texas Longhorns go to West Virginia.
All right, I'm going to go with Texas.
Yeah, it's hard not to. West Virginia looks like trash right now.
True.
All right, now here's the one I would have put it as the big game of the pick'ems for this, but I just couldn't find a way to do it.
I think Uncle Lou picked Tennessee in this one, didn't he?
Did he? I think he did.
Yeah, I think he did.
Georgia Bulldogs go to Knoxville to play your Tennessee Vols.
As this is going to sound asinine, but as much as I love Tennessee and the way they played the conference games and the other games besides Chattanooga, they haven't looked that great. And you got Georgia, the only game they've struggled against, it was Notre Dame.
Right.
I'm going to have to go with Georgia. That's dumb. I know it.
Man, I can't believe you're doing that, dude.
Yeah.
That's your fucking team. You got to pick your team, dude. That's the way this works.
But just admit that you hope you're wrong.
He wants a 10-0 this week. That's what that's about.
Admit that you hope you're wrong.
That's your ass.
And that's the thing. When I do pick-ems, even though it's against my team, I'll pick against my team.
I'll do it too. No,
Especially if there's money right
I'm an
now.
Alabama fan. There will be no way that I pick against Alabama as long as Saban's coach. Roll Tide.
The Cow Bears are going to the Oregon Ducks.
Cow Bears.
I'm going to go with Oregon on that one.
Yeah, it's hard not to. Home and all that shit, all that good shit.
Yeah, I like Oregon in that game.
All right, and this is a big one right here. I think it's a big one. A lot of people don't think that it's going to be a contest, but Michigan State is going to Ohio State. Ohio State coming off a very dominating,
decisive win against
so now
Nebraska
they're home, and you know
Cornhuskers.
it's coming. You know they're going to catch somebody. They're going to catch a bad day. I'm not saying they're going to lose. I think that was more of an urban thing that they were gonna tank one every year.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Not intentionally, but I think this is gonna be a tougher game than some.
Day's
people
got them boys coached up, man. He's working it out.
You know, like y'all said, Ohio State's going to have that one game every year where they get played, and I think Michigan State brings it to them for maybe a half or 3/4, but fourth quarter is going to go to Ohio State,
Yep, I agree.
and Ohio State will pull out the win.
Excellent.
All right, we got the Pitt Panthers going to the mighty Duke Blue Devils.
I'm going to go with Pitt in that one.
You damn. Nobody wants to believe in Duke, and you know why they don't? Because Alabama opened with them. God damn it.
Well, Alabama gave Duke their biggest game of the year, being on TV.
True.
I don't know. They had a pretty good one last week.
Duke hasn't looked that bad now. Duke is a good defensive squad. They're the only game they've lost is to Alabama. They went to Virginia Tech and beat Virginia Tech
Handily.
by 35 on the road. Which
That's
people are like, well, Virginia Tech's down. Of course they're down. But how often does Duke go on the road and beat anybody by 35, especially a conference fair?
And especially
It's been-
with one that had as much talent. I mean, you know, Holgerson left last season.
No,
so,
that's West Virginia.
or West Virginia. Yeah, we're talking about Virginia Tech, right? Oh, yeah, whatever.
That's those. Who is their coach?
Yeah, I like to rag on
Fuentes.
Virginia Tech because I will never forget Rodriguez turning us down. Yeah.
All right, so you got Pitt, you got Ohio State, you got Oregon, you got your Vols over Georgia. No, I'm just kidding. You've got Texas against West Virginia. You've got Auburn over Florida. You've got Michigan over Iowa. You've got Penn State over Purdue. You've got LSU. I'm sorry, you got Utah State beating LSU. No, I'm just kidding. That was for
I do.
And you got UC. You did say UCF over Cincy.
I did say UCF.
Yeah, they're going to be angry. That is in Cincinnati, and everybody's dwelling on that right now. But UCF's better than Cincinnati, and
Oh, yeah.
they're angry now because their whole, they just lost to one of the worst group of Power 5 teams.
Yeah,
One of the
Power
worst.
6 my ass. Power 6 my ass. Thank you for that.
All right,
UCF.
Steven,
That
we
was a
gotta-
good laugh.
As soon as Tennessee gets in a big game, we got to have you on.
Let's do it. I like to do it again.
You want to bring him on for Hate Week?
Sure.
Yeah, we can do that.
We'll hit you up, man. We'll get you on with an Alabama person.
Yeah, well actually, we're going to try to reach out to
That game's got such a history that it doesn't even have to be a big game, and we can do a hate week.
We're going to reach out to Harvey Updike for that one.
Let's do it.
Okay.
All right, Steven, I appreciate it.
Thank
We
you.
both appreciate it.
Later, Tater.
Later.
All right.
All right.
I almost said later, Gator. I think that would have pissed him off a little bit, but what else?
You
I
want,
mean, I'm all about making people.
you want me to go
angry
to a
today.
commercial and then
Yeah, I think so.
we're gonna come back at some point.
We are?
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, let's do it.
All right.
Nothing's really finer than a box of Carolina rice. So nice.
Carolina,
The extra long grain rice.
I come from Carolina, so pardon my drawl. I'm here to mention long grain rice to y'all. It makes right fancy eating, it's tasty and so nice. For quality and nourishment, it's Carolina rice.
Yeah.
There's 3 ways to boil rice to make it worthwhile. Pressure cooked Southern and Oriental style. Serve it in a dozen ways, take my advice. Nothing's economical as Carolina rice.
The lovely notes of Dixie, painting pictures of cotton cavaliers, ladies fair, white columns, and tables that would treasure troves of marvelous food. Ah, the good life. Southern goodness. Well, weep no more, my lady, for you can treat your family to Southern goodness by serving the South's very own bread, the one and only Southern bread, Dixie's choice for more than 30 years. Your family will love its morning glory freshness, its just out of the oven aroma, enriched, of course, to help little Southern belles and future fullbacks grow and glow. So just reach for Southern, the loaf with the kernel on it, and discover why the Colonel says,
And I'd even go north for Southern bread. We asked Harry Gilmer, coach of the Detroit Lions, to put the all-new smooth-moving 67 Ford pickup trucks through some grueling football drills. Here's how they performed.
All right, move out!
The 67 Ford pickups are built to handle easier than any pickup on the market, to feel and ride like a car.
All right, let's run through this tire drill.
Ford's exclusive twin I-beam suspension is the reason for its road-smoothing ride. See, it has 2 front axles. Each front wheel steps over bumps independently.
There's a lot of shoulder room in there.
Now here's the Ford team in action. Watch truck number 31 as it does an end-run sweep. That's real sure-footed maneuverability. Go with a 67 Ford pickup. Works like a truck, rides like a car. You're ahead in a Ford all the way.
And welcome back to Smacking Off the Podcast. I'm your host, Shannon Madden. I'm joined with Doug Phillips, and I am. We're gonna have a hateful moment here. Is that cool?
Sure.
Yeah. We got our man on the plains, as it were, Mr. Gabriel Griffin.
Yes,
we
sir.
also have our lady down in the swamp, Miss Nikki May.
Actually, she's in the Texas swamp. Though.
Yeah, but she's repping the Florida, so she's in the swamp.
There's
tonight,
there's no swamps in Texas, are there?
There might be.
Yeah. We got
country
some on
part
the
of
east
Florida, right?
side.
Yeah, Texas is like real close to Louisiana. Louisiana is nothing but a swamp. It's like the whole, and I'm just kind of quietly waiting for the whole state of Louisiana to just drift off in the ocean at some point in time.
I thought it was
No,
California.
That needs to be California.
No, both of them.
It already smelled.
Yeah, have you ever gone to New Orleans and just taken a good whiff?
Oh my God, it smells like fucking
Oh,
burnt ass and
gosh.
cigars.
And pee and urine.
Yeah, that's why you have to drink when you
Look,
go.
look,
You,
look, look,
you have to do a lot of
And
drinking when you go to New
history of the
Orleans
United
because,
States.
because of the smell, pretty much. The smell.
It smells like after Katrina. It's got worse. It didn't even get better. It's
And
got
not only
worse.
that, but the smell of the people that you encounter down there too, which are
Oh
wonderful
yeah, them
people
coon
for the
asses.
most
That
part.
smell wonderful.
Yeah, but that's some rank shit. No two ways.
And they
about
like
it.
and they like to get in your face with it too.
Shannon Russell,
Nothing
what's
like
up?
a corn dog.
Yeah, that was for Shannon Russell. I dedicated my portion of that segment to Shannon Russell. So. All right, let's
I
talk
have
about
a
this big
question.
game. There's a lot of football to be talked about here.
All right, before we get to Auburn and Florida.
Before we get to
can I
Auburn and
just
Florida.
ask, what the hell's going on in Knoxville?
Knoxville, I don't know. I think
Are they in a shootout with the police or something?
yeah. Phil-
Yeah, like all right.
Is
I had to
Phil
get
is
to-
Phil
what's your
Fulmer
opinions on
like
that?
up in the offices and he's finally got a standoff? He finally went in and took over the coaching job and he's like holed up in the coach's office with a
Taking
gun.
one of the secretaries
Yeah.
as hostage. Yeah.
I kill everybody. Yeah.
Yeah.
That how
Now
Phil
he's
Fulmer
gonna
said?
play everyone.
He ain't playing.
He's making Pruitt believe.
He ain't playing shit.
The Pruitt
He's
face
making
that dude's
Pruitt
about-
believe that he can coach when all he's doing is sabotaging him.
Well, I mean,
you
really needs to
believe
be
that
in,
too,
like-
huh? Because I've been told I'm crazy for believing that, but
the whole entire country that is not a volunteer fan believes that Phil Fulmer is trying to get that job. I mean, I'm sorry, but that's why Phil Fulmer had to come out and sheepishly admit, no, I'm not doing anything like that. No.
right,
I
exactly.
think Phil Fulmer that would be a huge mistake. Like the way it ended at Tennessee was ugly. Why would he go back to that?
The way it
And the-
began with
and the
Fulmer
program
at
is in
Tennessee
shit
was ugly.
shape.
All the way
it
back
can't
into
get
the
any
90s.
worse.
Maybe
Yeah.
he went back just to sabotage him.
I don't think he
I
sabotaged.
mean,
I don't think he
It's kind of
sabotaged.
like, yeah, I mean, the way Nikki puts it, it's kind of almost like a sci-fi movie, like he went back into time, but he like went into the future.
I don't think he sabotaged.
Like he
Tennessee.
fucked up so bad, it's like, no, I can get this right. So he traveled into the future because Phil Fulmer doesn't really look much older. He's in better shape now.
All jokes aside, I don't think he's sabotaging Tennessee. I think that he's just trying to get in a situation where he's got no options but to name himself interim.
But which is kind of low-key sabotaging Tennessee. I mean, come on now.
I don't think it's intentional, though. I think he just wants another shot at
He's
himself.
unintentionally
Do y'all
sabotaging
think Pruitt
Tennessee.
makes it out of the year? Do y'all think Pruitt makes it another year or not?
We're going to see how the rest of the schedule shakes out. I know a loss this weekend would be
One
would
and
be rather
7 is not
devastating.
going to set nearly as well as 1 and 3 does.
True.
So
Like, if they fire
I
Pruitt,
don't think he has a chance this weekend.
if
no.
they fire Pruitt, who's gonna want that job? Like, it
I'll
just
take
gets
it.
worse for Tennessee.
How much
not even
does it
better.
pay?
Fuller.
How
You
much
could-
does it pay? I'll take the job.
You could just give me $500,000 and I go up there and coach. I can at least win one. I could at least win one more
I don't know.
game.
Knoxville's bad.
that
I don't
Pruitt
think I
could.
could live in Knoxville.
Come
Yeah,
on, Nikki.
not
You would take
till-
this job if they offered it to
You
you,
don't.
Nikki.
No, that's the cool thing. You don't necessarily have to live in Knoxville. You just have to live in like the greater Knoxville
I live
area.
in Nashville.
The outlying areas are very
Nashville's
beautiful.
good.
Man, this is the 21st century. You can coach via satellite.
Yeah, you could do it by your cell phone.
Yeah.
You could just get on. I mean,
Yeah,
that's what
I wouldn't
Urban.
wanna wear
That's what
that
Urban
shit.
You can do it
Meyer
from a
did.
hospital bed.
Hey, that's what Urban Meyer did when they shit canned him for those 3 games
Yeah.
at the beginning of last season.
Yeah.
True.
True.
So I
Yeah.
mean, yeah. So and they won all 3 games. So I mean, I don't see the problem here.
All
I
right,
really
gu-
don't.
All right, guys. How about some Auburn and some
Is
Florida?
there an app on my phone that I could coach the Tennessee Volunteers with? I'm gonna check the Play Store while y'all are talking.
Okay. Y'all go ahead.
We should make them.
Yeah, we need to make the Tennessee coaching app.
Okay.
You don't
Coach the Vols.
you don't realize
call
what a
it?
gold mine we're sitting on here. You're like totally nonplussed by this.
I was more intrigued by the idea of sending poop through mail. What's it called?
They've been doing that for forever.
What's it called again?
Somebody did that to my principal when I was
Is it
like
called
middle
turd senders?
Yes.
school. And nothing.
Is that gonna be the noise to open your app?
No, that's nothing. That was something different. Don't worry about that. Don't
All
be
right, so,
don't be peeking behind this
Florida
curtain.
and Florida and my Auburn Tigers.
Yes.
Yeah. Why are
Well,
they?
this
First off, why
is
are they
very-
your Auburn Tigers? Why can't they be everybody else's?
I don't know. It's just, they're my Auburn Tigers. It's just I'm kind of selfish with them.
You've said some pretty awful things about your Auburn Tigers though.
Yeah, I have.
during your tenure
I'm
on
very,
this show.
I'm very, I'm very critiquey of them because
Because Tommy Tuberville's wife was a
He has
whore.
moments.
What's that, Nikki? You're breaking up. You're breaking up,
Yeah.
Nikki.
I don't know. She got really upset when I made fun of Jared Stitt shit.
I mean, you talking about Heisman candidate Jared Stidham?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she got pretty upset. I guess she took a picture with him, and they're best friends.
Is that?
No, he's like a kid.
Did you bang
He's like
Jared
one of my
Stidham?
kids.
Oh, come on.
Did you bang Jared Stidham?
Oh, my God, no.
I'm just asking questions
He
here. I
said
mean,
he was
this
a
is.
kid.
Oh, is he a child? How old are you, Nikki? You're not that much older.
Oh, I wish.
You're what? You look to be. You look to be in your
25.
like 20s. Yeah.
I don't know. I see.
37.
You're how old? Hang on, Gabriel. You're jumping in the middle of the very important part of this conversation. We got a woman to admit her age on air, so that's like a huge deal for us. It really is.
Yeah.
But she did say she's like 37.
Like 37. So you're like what? Just you're 48.
40.
What does that even? I mean, 2019. What does that mean? Like 37.
Just turned 37.
Okay, you're right at 37.
You're kind of still
The show
hanging on the
just instantly
36.
got 5 million views.
36 plus.
I just want to know why he thinks his Auburn Tigers are going to hold up.
Your offensive line is shit.
So is yours.
Uh,
You got a defense. That's it. We got a defense.
okay, yeah, and a defense that where Kyle Trask walks like old people.
What
and
is what? How many sacks
Kyle
y'all got on the
Trask is
season?
not going to get away from Derek Brown.
Did you say
How
how many?
many sacks y'all got on the season?
Ooh,
Gabriel?
I don't.
She
I
asked
couldn't
you a
even tell
question.
Okay, well we got
But
20. No one has been able to
y'all
come even
haven't
close.
played anybody. Who's your best opponent? Kentucky.
Y'all haven't played anyone. You want to say Oregon something? Come
Kentucky is a
on.
quarterback
It
away.
might be. Hell, who
And
knows?
Florida
and
by 28. If they would have had Terry Wilson, they would have bought the floor to y'all.
Arkansas.
Arkansas. That's kind of really what they're playing like this year. Arkansas. You're breaking up real bad, Nikki. Still.
Kentucky.
You're still breaking up.
Florida.
This is horrible. This is a bad
You see,
look
this
for
is why you don't need to live in a damn swamp.
Close. And I
Yeah,
She
said
don't
it
live
on
in the.
that
She
show.
lives in the Texas swamp. Remember? Would that be an oil swamp, wouldn't it?
They have cell
I don't
tower.
know. We don't been there. Did that? We might have Florida, Texas.
Nikki, can you hear us? Because we can't hear you. I'm afraid Nikki has reached the 3G dead zone. Is that still a thing? The 3G dead zone?
Maybe.
Where was that? Verizon? Didn't the Verizon commercials
Well,
do that?
I just I give my 2 cents
All
two
right.
cents on Auburn, Florida.
We may have to give you your 2 cents from the Florida
You
side, too.
may get all 4 cents on this one if we can't get Nikki back.
Well, I put my whole dollar in.
Okay.
So, reason why Florida, I guess they have home field advantage. Of course, it's gonna be hot as hell. But Auburn, it's hot as hell. We're gonna drop 2 in Alabama.
I think it's
So,
I think it's hotter in Alabama than it is in Florida. It's a different kind of heat. There's more breeze even in Gainesville.
I guess you could say the Heat can play, to their advantage, and their home field, of course, swamp.
Hello.
But team-wise,
Nikki, I can kind of hear you.
I lost service.
Okay, I hear you now. Okay, I just sent you a dirty message telling you we lost you.
Okay.
So, but we found you. There you are. All right, Gabriel, continue.
Why did you need to send her a picture?
Shut up. Shut up. That's personal.
Okay.
Well, so defensively, we're going to bring a lot of pressure to Kyle Trask. He's not a very mobile quarterback, but he can get it done. Offensively, I like Bo Nix. He's playing better with the deep ball. Seth Williams is going to be a mismatch with their corners. They're not DBU. They're not anything really honed in
do y'all
on.
have anything to be proud of?
Yeah, we got Noah Monaghan. He's pretty fast. Got Javaris
You've
Davis.
got a transgender quarterback in the NFL. That's pretty much it.
Transgender? Oh, you're talking about Cam Newton? I don't know. He came back from the dead.
Is he trans?
Do you really
He's not
think-
trans. He just
Okay,
he
so
dresses
Nick,
girly every once in a while. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with Cam Newton dressing girly. First off, let's go ahead and establish this is 2019. It is if a man wants to wear a dress and a
But
purse.
that's all they have.
Well, I mean, he was a good quarterback. He won him a national
shit, he
championship. I
drug
mean, hell, what do you
Coached
want
by
from a
Mullen.
man?
15 yards.
He likes to wear a dress and he has
He
a
was
natty.
coached by
Big
Mullen.
deal.
Yeah, he was.
He was
and-
not coached by Mullen. He left.
Well, I mean, he was.
If anything, you could say that little JUCO college that he went to.
Didn't he steal a computer?
Has more.
Wasn't that him?
Has
Or
more
I'm thinking of Jameis
coaching than
Winston. All right.
anyone.
It was him.
It was him. Cam Newton stole a computer.
I don't know that he stole a computer. He got accused of stealing the computer.
Well, he got accused of stealing a computer and he got the fuck out of Florida. I mean, that's how that went. And then he had to go JUCO, and then Auburn picked him up. That's the end. Now
Well,
he
when you
now he
steal
wears a
laptops-
dress
Put
and he feels fabulous.
$100,000 in offering pot, so he made a very charitable donation.
There's nothing wrong with wearing a dress. I don't know why people are throwing a big fit about this. I may wear a dress tonight. Fuck it.
Nikki, you probably
I
wear
don't
dresses.
see a
You
problem
make
with it. I
$50
think
million.
it's
I mean,
hilarious.
why not? Why not wear what you want? I mean,
It's
do what makes you
hilarious.
happy.
If you've ever been a guy
Dresses like
and
a
you've
girl.
ever had
It's
a
one
boner
thing
in
if
a
he
dress, it is
no,
like
if
the
he
most
dressed
amazing
like
feeling.
a hot girl, he dresses like grandma.
Well, I mean, so that's his style. Why are you hating on a man's
dude
style?
was a
Shit, he got a
detail on
fucking
his
natty.
face.
I gotta agree with
He
her.
has a natty.
I have to agree with her. He didn't look hot at all.
He
Whatever.
has
There
a
was-
natty, so it's
it-
okay.
I don't know.
He has
I'd
a
fuck
natty every accomplishment you could think of, from high school to college to NFL. I mean,
That's
why
kind of
not?
like the Michael Jackson defense in court. Remember when did you touch these children? And his attorney said he recorded Thriller.
Yeah.
He didn't
Yeah.
touch any children that we know of, but he definitely recorded
He
Thriller.
recorded Thriller. That was the greatest album of all time.
Exactly.
Have you ever got up
All right, so,
off your
hey,
ass and
so
danced to
is
beat
Tim
it?
Tebow,
I mean,
is
seriously.
Tim Tebow gay?
Yeah.
And his fiance?
I
Who's
mean, do you not see
I mean,
how he
I'd be
looks?
gay if she was my fiance.
Who you talking about? Who are we talking about?
Tim
You
Tebow.
talking about
Tim
she's
Tebow?
dating
Tebow.
first or
I
something
mean, he
like
does
that.
have a
Exactly.
fiance, but so hey, at one time Elton John had a fiance,
Yeah.
female fiance.
David Bowie was married.
Yeah.
To Amon. Amon was hot. You shoot. Speaking of Michael Jackson, did you ever see her in that one video?
Ooh, I just thought of
Yeah.
something.
Black or white?
Tim Tebow and Cam Newton, two former Heisman winners.
Both
Cam
on the floor.
cross dresses.
They need to hook up. Yeah, I see where you're going with this. That's an excellent idea.
That would make some hellacious Heisman House commercials.
Oh man, yeah, seriously.
Them fighting on the way to for dinner.
Yeah.
Where do you want to go,
And
Cam?
then them
I don't care.
Then them snuggling in bed afterwards. Yeah.
All right, y'all go
Tim
ahead.
Tebow's gonna find us and beat our ass when he hears this shit.
All right, so we still got a game.
I'm
damn it.
surprised I haven't heard from Feinbaum's lawyers yet.
We still got a game here, damn it.
You-
And
Yeah.
I mean the mighty Florida Gators taking on the Auburn.
Weagle Eagles.
Yes.
Yes.
The
Oh
Fighting
yeah,
War Eagles.
War Damn Eagle.
All right, so I mean,
I'd say it's going to be a defensive battle. I think Auburn edges out 28-24. I like our defense. They're just going to be, too much to handle. I mean, I see Florida putting up points, but I think it's going to be whoever gets to 28 wins is going to probably win the game. 28 is probably going to be the number to get. Florida has a good defense. Auburn has a very good defense. Offensively, Kyle Field is loud, but it's not going to be like Florida loud. Florida has a lot better team. Florida has a lot better team than A&M.
It is homecoming.
I think that Florida's 2 touchdowns better than A&M as well as anyone else in SEC.
Coming to the Swamp on homecoming is different than coming to the Swamp any other time. So
Spurrier's going to be there.
Loud.
Oh yeah,
why out of everyone?
Tebow, Warfel, they'll all be there.
Auburn. Like that's just pissing, and then Florida's players is pissing Auburn even more off. They're just talking shit on Twitter, so that's
what they're supposed to do. They're young men in the prime of their career.
Gabriel, don't fall for that. That's fucking.
No,
that's Tiggy.
I mean, no, I'm just saying.
It's Tiggy.
Yeah, it is Tiggy.
By the way, Gabriel, that's probably Tiggy talking on Twitter.
Anytime that you ever see a actual college player talking some serious smack, always ask yourself: is this something that Tiggy would do?
Because Tiggy does do that.
Because that's probably going to be your answer.
Does he at the players to piss them off?
Oh, absolutely. Tiggy's been doing this all summer, on into the fall now. He is trolled.
At the players, he creates accounts and comes front like he is a player.
He's had news organizations coming after his ass, coaches, players. I mean, it has been hilarious. He's been on an absolute tear lately.
Oh my God, I need to find him.
Yeah, college football quotes on Twitter. I guess I can go ahead and advertise it. He's had to modify his Twitter account a little bit, so now that it shows up as kind of a joke account.
But it's not a joke account. I just want everybody to know these are real quotes.
Yeah,
they're just not from the people that.
Actual
quotes. I seen people sharing this shit on Facebook.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. He's trolled like several news organizations with this shit. Didn't he get somebody with ESPN contacted him? Hey, you need to quit pushing this shit.
Yeah.
And he completely played it off like, I don't know, man. It seems like I got it from a pretty reliable source. So I'm just going to go ahead and roll with it.
Just going to roll with it until y'all can prove that it's not real.
Did he make the one when the Oregon coach?
Yes.
Yes.
Was talking shit
I know
about
exactly
Auburn?
which one you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, that was definitely not.
I thought that was real. I
was
was about to get mad.
Nikki,
but you have to go back and look because he said the same exact things with like 4 other teams.
Yeah.
4 other coaches.
Nikki, before we hang up, we got to get your prediction because Gabriel, you got to tell Gabriel why he's wrong. He's got his Auburn Tigers winning, 28?
Okay, but it's a defense game.
Right.
Which is going to be an issue with both teams scoring.
So we're looking at a 4-3 final
Florida.
score.
Wow, it's going to be one of those 90s old school kind of.
That's how this rivalry used to be.
Yep. 17-14. Man, this
is how that rivalry used to be. It was hard hitting. They got out there, they played, they had fun. There's respect for both teams. And 90% of the time, since back in the 90s, Auburn and Florida has been defensive-minded teams.
Yep.
Well, I want to go ahead and give my prediction. It's going to be 55-0 in the Iron Bowl this year.
Yeah. You go ahead and scratch
Aloha, motherfuckers. # Aloha, motherfuckers.
Man, I was going to say 58, but
Guys, I appreciate y'all coming on, and so does Madden here. And we're going to a commercial. We're going to come back with a drunken President Pike.
Yeah, Justin Pike, # fake profiles, # Aloha, motherfuckers.
All right, so y'all hop off and then go listen.
Well, good luck.
All right, guys.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Roll Tide to you both.
Stay tuned for adverts of the products that make us who we are. Smacking Off the podcast would also like to thank you for tuning in.
Have you tried Wheaties? They're whole wheat with all of the brands. Won't you try Wheaties? For wheat is the best food of man. They're crispy and crunchy the whole year through. The kiddies never tire of them, and neither will you. So just buy Wheaties, the best breakfast food in the land.
And welcome back to Smacking Off the Podcast. We are joined with hashtag Pike's Predictions. Ladies and gentlemen, President Pike, what is up?
How we doing?
Okay, so you called it last week, correct?
Buffalo +7.
Absolutely.
Buffalo +7. Cash in on that.
And that was your lock of the week.
That was my lock of the week. This week it's different. I'll get to it later. But it's a college football lock of the week. There's a college game I really like this week. Very popular game. But I like this game a lot. So tomorrow I'm flying out to Las Vegas. So I've got to wake up about 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm not drinking tonight.
Hashtag Pike Vegas.
I day drank a little bit, but I quit around 7:30. But, yeah. Hey, did y'all see me on TV the other night?
I did.
Everybody did.
At the Nats game.
That place was fucking bananas.
Did you receive a blowjob at the end of the evening? I mean, you were on TV.
There was this girl sitting beside me. She was with this guy, and he just looked like one of these political guys work for the government, very disinterested.
Yeah.
He was a big baseball fan.
Mm-hmm.
She actually bought the tickets for him, she said.
What?
Yeah, fucking weird hit. She's goddamn smoking fucking ass hot. When Trey Turner hit that home run in the sixth inning, we were all so excited. I was high-fiving all the fans, and I looked at her, and it was like my automatic reaction. I just started hugging on her.
Yeah.
And I kind of feeling up on her a little bit.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. Right there in front of her boyfriend. That's how Pike does it.
Boyfriend was kind of weird. He was just sitting there over on his phone. So then, like, we're sitting. It's a real packed game. Our fucking legs was touching the whole time. God dang, I was
man. That was your.
That might have been a cuckold thing, man. You could have really got some fun action that night.
Let's just go ahead and lay this out. Pike had a Ferris Bueller moment.
He did.
Well, listen.
Ferris Bueller got caught on film.
Hey,
remember?
Swing, bada.
Tell them to figure out their daddy's season tickets, and she's going to be there for Game 4, and I'm getting the same exact tickets for Game 4.
Really?
So I get to see her.
So you come back from Vegas and then go to Game 4?
Correct. Yeah.
How much pussy will you be getting in Las Vegas? All the pussy? Half the pussy?
It'll be on video.
Wow. It won't be on Facebook. That'll be on President Pike's premium Snapchat.
Yeah.
We'll give you the hashtag for that
later. I'm going to do a video with the escort with the clothes on, though.
Okay.
I'm going to tell her whenever we get the escort, this needs to go on this political ground. I'm going to tell her I'm a famous person.
How much does a good escort, a good sturdy escort, not one of the high dollar porn star ones, but just a good solid escort run?
Well, it goes by the hour.
So what do? You just kind of say, hey, do you know who I am? And she's like, no. And then you just tell her,
well, actually,
I'm kind of a big deal.
Yeah. Have you been on Facebook in the smack groups?
Right. And this is my 8th time going to Vegas. I'm 30 years old. This will be my 8th time going to Vegas. I go to Vegas a lot.
How many STDs do you have?
None.
President Pike wraps it up, ladies and gentlemen. That's our public service announcement for tonight.
Yeah.
Excellent.
I'm excited though. I'm gonna get day drunk on the plane tomorrow.
Are you gonna be doing some gambling while you're there?
Oh hell yeah.
What's your game? What do you like to play?
Oh no, I only like to do sports betting. I stay away.
You don't do the blackjack and the roulette and whatnot.
Well, there's an MGM here at the MGM National Harbor in DC, and I'm just kind of numb to that shit. You know what I mean?
If you play blackjack right and you're pretty savvy with it, you can pretty much. I went to what is that? The one Silver Star down in Mississippi with some friends one Christmas, and I was down on my last $50, and I played at a blackjack table starting from about 11 o'clock that night till 5 o'clock in the morning on that $50, and I walked away.
If you play right and you got people playing with you and they know what they're doing,
yeah,
it's a good game.
My dealer's name was Tone Loke. No, sir, but he was an Indian dude. Or not Indian. You have to Native American. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I had to correct somebody on that the other day.
Chief Tone Loke.
Yeah. No, he wasn't a chief, but he was one of the nicest guys I ever met in my whole life. But his name was Tone. But you had to pronounce it like all one word, Tone Loke.
I got you.
Yeah, but I was like, and of course I was half drunk. That's back when I still drank.
Yeah.
And
you should start drinking again.
Yeah, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. Y'all don't need that. Y'all really, really, really don't need that. Doug is giving me a suspicious look because Doug has seen me drunk quite a few times, and I've wreaked havoc upon his life. It's a miracle we're still friends after some of the shit I pulled. Seriously? No, dude, you have no idea. You have no idea. Anyway, that's for another episode.
All right, so your college football game.
College football, it's a popular game. Like it. I love it. Auburn -3 at Florida. I think they win by 2 touchdowns.
That is the President Pike lock of the week.
I mean, if they can go into A&M and beat A&M the way they beat A&M, there should be no reason whatsoever why they couldn't go in there and beat Florida with a backup quarterback.
True story.
You got any pro games to comment on?
Honestly, I like the Patriots -15.5 against the Redskins. That's not my lock of the week. I do like that, though.
Mm-hmm.
I like the Rams tonight. I hadn't even watched it. I'm watching the Nationals right now. I'm getting pissed off we can't get a fucking hit.
The St. Louis Rams, yeah.
Yeah, I like the Rams tonight, but
they're not St. Louis anymore.
I know. I was waiting for y'all to catch that.
I don't know how much I'm going to bet. I'm going to send a picture of the ticket, but I'm laying a lot on Auburn +3.
Really? Is that how much is a lot?
Might be close to 1,000.
Ooh.
You know what I like? You know what idea I like? And you were saying that you were waiting to see when we were going to catch that. You said the St. Louis Rams. They actually had an idea, a proposal at one point, and this has been a few years ago, to go ahead and do away with the cities and let them just jump around and play at different venues, and basically each team have a corporate name.
Really?
Yes.
That's
like the Goodyear 49ers, or just.
So they would play in other places other than just NFL markets.
They would probably have their every one of them would have their cities that they probably frequent more often than others.
Yeah.
But no, just move around.
Yeah.
Move the games around.
You mean we could see some NFL games at Legion Field?
No.
The old gray lady?
No, that won't happen. Legion Field.
Yeah, that's a lawsuit waiting to happen right there.
Yeah.
So how y'all been? What y'all been up to?
I've been running around town swinging my dick like a helicopter, like I always do, keeping it real, keeping it 100. F for fresh.
So yeah, you really walked out, and you were living with your girlfriend, and you moved out.
Oh yeah.
So what happened there? Yeah, you had briefly mentioned that in group, and of course, I know it's got to be kind of a painful thing to talk about. What happened there?
Subject. What happened? Friction's been going on. I don't want to get into it too much. But
friction, like no lubrication friction, or
straw that broke the camel's back. Her lock on her door messed up. She wanted me to go to Lowe's Hardware. Keep in mind, I just worked 33 hours in 3 days at the furniture store.
11 hours a day.
She wanted me to get up at 7 o'clock on my day off to go to Lowe's and get a lock for the door.
Yeah.
Fine. Okay. I can do that.
That was your lock of the week.
Knowing that she has, knowing that we have a toolbox there.
Yeah.
Well, I go and I get the toolbox. Or I'm hooking the thing up. I'm like, honey, can you bring the toolbox, whatever. Go in there. She goes, well, I don't have a screwdriver. And I was like, well, honey, you made me go to Lowe's Hardware at 7 o'clock in the morning because this lock's so important. And then you don't tell me we have a screwdriver. She said, well, that ain't my fucking problem. You go back to Lowe's and get a damn screwdriver. And if you don't like it, you can get the fuck out. And I said, well, goddamn, you don't know who the fuck you're talking to. So I packed everything I had up, put it in my damn car, I was out. And I got movers going in over there on Monday to move the rest of my shit out.
Let me ask you a question real quick. Were you able to get her to do anal?
One time when she was drunk.
Okay, well, you should have kept her then, really. You know how hard it is to get women to get into anal now that everybody stopped taking drugs, or as much drugs as we all used to take? Doug's not included in that.
Oh no, I was just listening.
Yeah.
I thought I heard your baby talking to somebody.
She probably.
It was heartbreaking, but I'm moving to my new place on October 11th. I'm purchasing my first home here in Loudoun County. You know where that's at? Right beside Fairfax County.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Virginia.
Yeah. So you're still staying in the greater DC area.
22 miles from DC. Yeah.
Okay. That's not too bad. That's like like a 4-hour drive in traffic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Beltway's a bitch, man.
All right. So what time you gotta head out in the morning?
I gotta wake up at 5 o'clock.
Man,
I'm gonna smoke my last joint on the way to the airport. Get on that damn plane.
Well, they got weed out in don't they have weed in Las Vegas now? Isn't it legalized out there?
I get really bad anxiety flying. I don't like to fly.
Yeah.
So what I do is my neighbor over here, I'm gonna take 2 Xanaxes. Right before I get on the plane, I go to sleep. Cool thing about it is I fly out at 8 o'clock, and then at 10 o'clock I'll land Vegas time. Ain't that fucking cool?
Yeah, that's so that'd be what my math is horrible. Is that
5-hour flight?
Is that Pacific time or is that Mountain?
I believe that's Mountain, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, it's Pacific.
Oh,
it is Pacific. So,
Mountain. I know Mountain goes as far as
that's
Utah.
coast to coast,
It's
right there.
very close. It's very close. You could go like 45 minutes towards east, and you'd be in Mountain.
Okay. Well, man, you need to go to bed.
Yeah, I'm getting tired. I'm watching this Nats game though. God damn it.
Well, definitely keep us updated on your trip to Vegas.
I will. I'll be doing videos.
Make sure to follow all the community standards from Facebook when you post things from Vegas, because I know you'll be keeping it real.
It's going to be wild. It's a bachelor party too. Keep in mind, it's a bachelor party I'm going on.
Oh, okay. So this is, I guess, a friend of yours, family member.
Yeah, it's eight guys going. No homo. But
okay.
My friends get married in December.
So this is Hangover 4, I believe. This is what this is going to be.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's going to be a shit show.
Excellent.
All right.
So, hey, keep up with it. I'm 1-0 on my lock of the week. My lock of the week this week is Auburn -3. Take it to the bank.
That's the President Pike lock of the week.
All right, guys. I'll be in touch.
All right, guys.
Justin Pike, thanks, buddy.
Hey.
Well, you know what? I think we got us a show tonight. This has been a damn good show. It really has been.
I think so.
If Nikki Mays would have paid her cell phone bill before the interview instead of during the interview, I think it would have been a success. But we're going to try this again next week.
That one ended strong.
Let's do it again Sunday. How about that?
Let's do it. And hey, before we leave, I'm going to go ahead and throw the Life 10 for the week on. And then, hey, we'll see y'all Sunday.
All right.
This week's Life Championship Top 10 is brought to you by Bad Month Tires, cuz who the fuck can afford Goodyear? Those fuckers are expensive as shit. And also by Dr. Thunder, not nearly as good as Dr. Pepper, but a whole hell of a lot cheaper. And now, our champions of Life Countdown.
Number 10, the Iowa State Cyclones. Number 9, the Cal Bears. Number 8, the LSU Tigers. Number 7, the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame. Number 6, the Auburn Tigers. Number 5, the Maryland Terrapins. Number 4, the Oregon Ducks. Number 3, the Washington State Cougars. Number 2, falling from the number 1 spot, the UCF Knights. And the new number 1, numero uno for week 6, reclaiming their number 1 spot from earlier this season, the mighty Wolverines of Missouri.
Find Smacking Off the podcast on Facebook and on YouTube.
Tune in to Smacking Off the podcast every Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific. Fuck each and every motherfucker who doesn't.